What I did see, it was interesting because I contacted all the major healthcare architecture firms, and so I would assume, I was very specific about what I was looking for, so I would assume we're seeing a good snapshot in time of what is being built now around the country, which, by the way, is another reason that I think healthcare organizations would find this book appealing, because it's like doing an armchair tour, edited, across the country of what major providers, organizations are building right now, because it's going to be years before you actually see these up and in operation. And what I'm seeing is a large percentage of acuity adaptable rooms. And although the healthcare organizations are saying, you know, we know that staffing these will be a challenge, and we may not be staffing them that way when we open, but we love the fact that they are all going to be, by the way, 365 square feet tends to be now the kind of average size of those acuity adaptable rooms. They meet the requirements for licensing as a medical or surgical room or a critical care room, so that you may not, upon opening, want to equip them with all the monitors and telemetry for critical care, but you can add that later. But at least you're not going to be doing all that construction. You can come in on a Monday morning and say, well, now I'm going to have this block of 7 rooms, and I'm going to make them critical care or a step-up unit or progressive unit, and you know, you're good to go, because you know that you've already met licensing requirements. So I find a lot of people building acuity care rooms, which means that as the patient's level of acuity changes, you don't move the patient. And apparently many have been convinced by the data that are already available that many bad things happen when you move a patient. And so there's more medical errors, there's a whole cascade of things that happen. I'm also seeing a fair number of rooms that are, instead of mirror image where 2 head walls are back to back to save plumbing costs, they are actually same-handed, so they all are identical. Now, there is not definitive research or evidence about that now, but I think that the first hospital designed totally around patient safety, St. Joseph's Community Hospital in West Bend, Wisconsin, did that, and they did many things that I am seeing now. What John Reiling, the CEO at that time of the planning of that hospital, I am seeing many of the things that he put into place there being brought into projects that are being developed right now. So some people are doing that just because the new hospital in Dublin, Ohio Health, did that because it just seemed to intuitively make sense, that to not have to reverse everything right or left as you walk into those rooms made sense. But something I am seeing that is really very common is putting the bathroom on the head wall. Whether it's what's called an inboard or an outboard bathroom, it is on the head wall. And St. Joseph was, I think, one of the first to do that, again, because that is the shortest distance for the patient to get out of bed and walk into the bathroom, sometimes as short as 3 or 4 feet. And you can have a handrail on the head wall, so the patient gets out of bed and can grab that handrail and walk over to the bathroom, and then as they approach it, you can have a photocell light go on so that, you know, they don't have to fumble for the light switch, which is also something that causes people to fall. So that I'm seeing almost right across the board.